by this time coming. One of those discussions we're having is say, it's a coach Obebo Lucas Vasquez as a right back, and I say Obebo Fedi Valverde left back. What we debated say David Alaba left back na Auburn, M1 Madrid. I am sure one of the words I used was that me shocked. It looks like Okra Kwame now we are shocked. Sana Madrid supporters no. Now you'll be one say why would you want to risk David Alaba against Bukayo Saka? Say game neba or you're dangerous. Only Carlo Ancelotti and the name reason why. Now, one of those things that if you say I headache can say, Mama, the next picture I'll be one iconic picture, and if me Florentino Perez, I would be very, very angry if I try and call the next one and say clearly now to say Antonio Rudiger on your feet. Oh, I mean, throughout the season, Rudiger was back compesa and 9 in your feet. Back over about 12 minutes. You walk cross the Rudiger mpa Otsia Kamavinga say Kamavinga enyai ball no all clear ni 9 year ya wentimi anclear it's a combo Kamavinga echi ananka ehye iti look this is Madrid for left center back and a left back ni nietio. These are guys defending against Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard omumienu and a bandage ebo mo 9 clearly omunya fit. It is someone your fate. Why would you want to raise this boy throughout Alaba Kradi on your fate to cry? Abraham Frangasia ewo. Me concern back on. Because I thought it was a wrong decision for Carlo Ancelotti to do that. Now, you call the next one. Kwame. Afei, yeah, discussing Arsenal playing very well. But maybe more 2 basic instances to be here. Me feel say Madrid for no, they could have taken advantage. Now, watch this. We'll come back. Watch this very well. Arsenal taking advantage of loose Real Madrid for fullbacks because you started game no. Equayana Martinelli, Eddie Fedi Valverde faso no. Me who say Fedi Valverde want children will game sada. You started game no. Martinelli footballer. Na Fedi Valverde home po. Bakuna okoye crosser. Declan Rice boy ball. Raul Asensio sa we vache. I think this was a clear penalty. Because direction na ball the air corner. Suddenly it was heading towards the goal. And the referee Angie. But on the other side, na Bukayo Saka so yeah. Alaba hu adwuma. Now, Ken, and Kwame, Biggie. Nkomo ya ye di ni nyina no. It is not as if Madrid did not create openings. You bought 3 minutes inside the game. Arsenal attack and the mistake ball ni be di Bukayo Saka ho. Bukayo Saka my back pass. And the ball ni be di Vinicius Junior ho. It was 2v1. Now open then. You have more chance to say score. You go next one. Vinicius Junior miraculously or the ball as a so pass the ball that the other. Or the ball na Arsenal cover because initially the ball ne demand no it was Ono versus Saliba and away Mbappe 2v1. This was clear chance early stages of the game, but on the ball ne basa actually do a simple pass or the outside the foot scale moments. You don't destroy moments like this. Let me give you one example again. Your ball game the 30th minute. Jude Bellingham Emma true pass to be Edema killing Mbappe. I'm sure you do remember some instance no. Mbappe, this is another clear chance. Madrid could have taken advantage as at this stage goalless draw. Some of these things, when you will come back and enhance you. You are discussing Declan Rice, we'll come back to him. We are discussing a lot of positives about this game. One thing we are failing to know is say Madrid had chances. Mamo, just 2 examples. 3rd minute, Vinny, now was all passing. 30th minute, this is Kylian Mbappe. 1v1 here, ball no boss your goalkeeper. Do you do this? Now, you the next one. I'm in some more uncommon from. It's born yes, no. In the first half, Arsenal played very well. And then Kwame highlighted the abane say one of those things it got me excited. Ne say Skelly na all ball left back no. Oya kwada. Obefrese Rodrigo Guesa, I was saying yemo no, but Ateta ye bold say Oma kwara ne megina mfimfi obi. O inventing beka Thomas stay party ho. That was a bold decision because Rodrigo gets a game no so. Just a boy in free midfield eko katake no. But Arsenal almost slow because anytime Arsenal here build up, Thomas Partey and Abrante for the scale, Omumienu, and it's just the double pivot. To ball easy because timer Mbappe any Vinicius Junior time on pen on ball. And Kwame, I was extremely disappointed in the Madrid team because it looks as if say they entered the game knowing say game no yamebo. You say we need game no Benabao. So their attitude was poor. Especially with Carlo Ancelotti. So pre-match, Okokan say, we are playing a 4-4-2. We want to be compact. And one of them say coach in the person or 1-0 be or lose 1-0 be crowd. Okay. Or them so called Benabao. I bet me take advantage. That was poor. And no number players no even at 2-0. Who say Madrid for a serious about the game now. They were relaxed because they know say 2-0 Arsenal there. That was a bad attitude. Maybe I'll try you next one here monkomo. Now Yansha free kick no na yen kan wasam kakra because I want to highlight this. KWAME bigi, this is the free kicker Declan Rice enyaye. Me pese me kire niam ba miensa bi wo free kick ni mo. Declan Rice enyo ne ne ball Arsenal free kick e wo ha. Never. The obo sa free kick no. Normally Martin Odegaard. And now call back picture na who say Odegaard any Declan Rice kasa because Odegaard na born a free kick. And on ne kasa and now Odegaard ejai man. Because Nicolas Jova I catch that young next one. Nicolas Jova I catch that Bukayo Saka so on board because Bukayo Saka ni. And now Declan Rice ni mbeche ni many bebre see hwe. Iti Jova na ye nansa say yenko ball no. He meant to say onye in swinger. Iti Declan Rice momu ba. It is going here. Na Arsenal for about be attack ahead. So what's Declan Rice? Shadi ye pa. Oh share television no. Share Declan Rice ti. Shahin. Baby a yes on cross the ball in fanfa. So baby a nitini ehwe. Iti at this stage me sure say even the Arsenal players no they knew say boy ne be Kelly ball no. Iti Thibaut Courtois wall way one share wall ni and I don't blame him. The reason I don't blame him say on him say Declan Rice on more free kick direct in share that. It's obey cross because Declan Rice go be ball ni ti ehwe baby obe cross ball na di akọ. It's ideally so obi oni free kick bo bia goalkeeper na share wall or the one extra player ebe gina because onim pefe say eba say ye bend ball no a we na be block it won say KWAME ni bigi ana me boa on say space da has here obi a betinya Kelly ball di ahye but Thibaut Courtois emfa no ho because he knows very well akwa running free kick ball any case coach we say ha na ye ba be cross so me dey it's let me say from so ba war no ho but I don't blame him because I understand so no him say boy no ombo only for next one Declan Rice to spot sa angle no and the ball e dey share yanko next one and the ball share that was individual brilliant because clearly coach is membo obi asimembo on one kasa dey feel say e was so bo because he had realized he said players now loose and no take advantage but to the second one so let me give you a closer look KWAME Adiwe enya wan kakra this is the Real Madrid wall and Arsenal for percent omusu goalkeeper nenim Thibaut Courtois enim and omusu swire 3-man wall now me pa mo cho FIFA mran saying about free kicks they say we are waller Arsenal player anyone kwan so kwa question FIFA because enka ne ne tires apa FIFA says antokwa na because we free kick mu nti no yaye wall area also so pra wo dia obetimi eja space kakra dia to na also so why wo dia ya allowed it's clearly free kick no Thibaut Courtois ohu ball no KWAME asema miki ana u anga no hu no say big hu no say because I said me who so hu ana me na me hu ne amayi ohu ana me boa
there's a little space in between the two walls until possibly baby akoto gina ne die me feel say na was at least ohu
a ball ne wall Arsenal for the enti ohu ball ni
so acha me hu so me nya so ohu ball no
if you say ye dia me no be yadene but at least in situations like this we a goalkeeper the little opportunity obenya ne kakra na woni be boto no e wo so otimi ye bibi so what if the one kasa won nko na ball ne da ni mu na two ball ne fa so
well because me nya so ohu ball ni Inti tema declarize ebebo omuvu steps bako eko ha say ansana all beko the other direction. Inti also so you cannot say entirely without blaming Tibu Kutua, but the entire hardness also me dey beche Tibu Kutua and say baby abon e kwase ye no. I'm not sure so we meeting Achibon. Yenko next one. Baby abon e kwase me nya sure say goalkeeper we benya akokodru Achibon me pa cho mu am kakra man na Ghana for enhwa ehu ade ni. Baby abo yi kwase yi. Obere Achibon. I mean, it's clearly a individual brilliance. And the Arsenal they do purpose. It is not as if Madrid did not get their chances. They got their chances, but lackadaisical attitude. You fan go baby. And when I saw Madrid players, you know, anything you Paul game, no be players Libya, and now we are going to do comeback. I saw Mutirimusa Arsenal there. Obudu ben about one best show. Into ball no lie. Anything almost show this kind of attitude in the game. Game no. There's a second Arsenal they show omo pa no. Omo share the most difficult part in omo share because it got to some point in time in the first half Tibu Kutu had to do double saves. Second half crowd oye ba ko miensa lady Alaba yibaku free po ni mu Jude Bellingham yibo ni free po ni mu until they had their chances. Arsenal deserved to win. Omo bobo no they were serious. Kids will be about the Dortmund game coming. Ade ba ko a me feel say afi Barcelona show mo home and away. Sandy Kovac on it Hansi Flick. They are very close. Obiani ni yonku 2006 Trapattoni Ekochi Salzburg no. Na Hansi Flick an assistant. Then Kovac also can one of the assistants no. And Hansi Flick enya kwan called Germany Eko Joachim Löw assistant. And then Nico Kovac and then in the Musabe Krochi Frankfurt. Yo, Hansi Flick and on any back assistant. No, Hansi Flick became assistant coach at Bayern Munich. I mean, I found Nico Kovac as the senior coach. Now Hansi that's your assistant. Nico Bernard, the senior brother, also can be your assistant. And I pamo Nico Kovac, my Hansi Flick be taking over Bayern or the Bayern Munich course. Into these two coaches, but how well will you know someone? You know him by his status. By a compact, the individual players, you know, and it's a game. I feel say Barcelona. Oh, the individual qualities ahead of Dortmund. And yakasatinti. I play the advantage of Barcelona.
Arsenal eshe miensa. Real Madrid and Shibi. Ejuma ye no. Obi a we tie me from day one besine. Semi analyze game me mfa team me support and analyze game. Me ye fair. Me ye critical. Na ma ye factual in my analysis. The fact say me Real Madrid ni no nche say everything I was say Kodema Real Madrid no. So we Real Madrid fan na wo tie me wie na wo hwe me wie a. Me nye blame games. But Arsenal for abasumum. Born enra Arsenal boy no. See a total dominance in football. Enra Arsenal enya total dominance over Real Madrid. Enya afa na me betina say na Carlo Ancelotti anya de. Ana Koto aye say, ana David Alaba aye say Debbie. Born na Arsenal born enra no. Arsenal for deserve every credit and acknowledgement. Arsenal na omo way better than Real Madrid. Enya afa na ba be blame games bia, but Arsenal for ni mo mabaso because enra Arsenal MIA 5-star performance. Se football na ye no. Traditionally, you will say key aspect of football. You will the tactical aspects, collective aspects, technical aspects, individual, physical, and the mental aspect of the game. And the football na you will say traditional aspect of the game. And obin cheme one aspect that Real Madrid dominating Arsenal. Every aspect of the game, Arsenal dominating Real Madrid. And to me, Bettina has said, may blame game say, Carlo Ancelotti and by rather, may the credit in Nabema Ateta, and Arsenal Bobo say, Enra, no me super, Enra Arsenal, am I a 5-star performance? After the Yenya Botanian breaking game down, the game ne ko ye no, ye be a game, no be an want as here, to say the BAC no. Can Enra Arsenal na the better side? Arsenal game plan Ateta do room. Anyhow, our players need to execute game plan. Na excellent. Yes, as you say. Enra Arsenal and attack more. On paper, na Arsenal ball fall back. 4 back na Arsenal bono anytime be Arsenal be initiate attack no ebeda ne 3 back mostly anytime be na Arsenal be attack bia no Louis Kelly ana obo as a left back move back inside ebeka pate ho as an invented midfielder. So anytime be Arsenal be initiate attack bia no ekoka Saliba Kirio ana Timber wechro as the 3 back na Thomas Partey and Louis Kelly are operating as the 2 deep central midfielders. And between Partey and Abrante Fence Louis Kelly, Partey acting as the director. Anytime we are Arsenal be initiate attack. Now Louis Kelly are operating as the gateway to Arsenal for build up. No? So Arsenal build up mostly a 3-2 build up. So only 3-2 build up now. Then 2 offensive number 8s, Declan Rice and Abrante Fence say Odegaard and move inside. Na player na obo as a first number na e was so leading Arsenal for attack. Merino no was a drop deep acting as a floating forward. So anytime Biano Arsenal, you see a game na se kosi a point no because of Arsenal almost structure anyhow omo body up no Arsenal enya central control because Arsenal all the phases of omo build up na omo dominating Real Madrid. Arsenal first phase of omo build up omo shall say for omo goalkeeper David Raya. If David Raya wa no wanya Timber Saliba and Kirio. By Real Madrid 4 defender, 2 players omudi kan defend no Mbappe ni Vinicius Junior. So Arsenal for first phase of a build up no on benya 3 versus 2. Arsenal enya numerical advantage over Real Madrid in Arsenal first phase because Arsenal ye build up KWEKU Kirio Saliba Timber nipa 3. Real Madrid defender Real Madrid for first phase of a defense no Vinicius Junior Mbappe 2 versus 3. Arsenal advantage in omo first phase. Over Arsenal for second phase, Louis Kelly inverted, Wababe than midfielder, or Partey as the director, or Odegaard that can rise as an offensive number 8. Marino Nanka was inside the box, no, also drop deep, than floating midfielder. And in the midfield centrally, Arsenal for second phase, almost 5 players. Against Real Madrid 4 midfielders, Camavinga, Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham, Luka Modric 4. So in Arsenal, also second phase of a build up, no. Or more 5 versus 4. And the idea no na Emma Arsenal dominating Real Madrid. Arsenal control game. Arsenal team beating Real Madrid for a defensive line in I say. The first phase of Arsenal build up, Arsenal were numbers. The second phase of Arsenal build up, more numbers. And Arsenal dominating Real Madrid from the central midfield. Arsenal in control. So centrally, it was Arsenal Football Club dominating Real Madrid. Now, Oko wide area now coming sir. A one assembly war. On same na no be edin common number say. Bukayo Saka, David Alaba, Freddy Valverde, then Gabriel Martinelli, 1 versus 1. But to be honest with you, Papa, your friend is Arteta. Osuadie. In terms of the tactical aspect of the game, Enra Arteta Businia man Carlo Ancelotti on the rings. On say anytime be a Real Madrid defend Biano on the left side, baby a David Alaba wono. Oh, expect Camavinga. And I said Jude Bellingham be defensive cover. Now I cover David Alaba. Now meant Nyamba 1 versus 1 versus Bukayo Saka. By Arsenal were so intelligent Arteta every day game to the stand say on my time biano or planted Martin Odegaard. Ewo Camavinga and I said Jude Bellingham so. So the moment of planted Martin Odegaard on Camavinga Jude Bellingham no. Ebe force Bukayo Saka say obenya 1 versus 1 against David Alaba. And the F1 say Real Madrid a defensive cover for David Alaba no. While planted Martin Odegaard on Real Madrid for defensive cover. And to say, oh, yeah, Camavinga will focus on Odegaard so. Oh, yeah, Jude Bellingham will focus on Odegaard so. After the Asaba Benya Saka, David Alaba 1 versus 1. And yan 1 versus 1. No. Saka the left side, Baby a Martinelli wono. The same plan, the same approach. Baby a Freddy Valverde as the right back. Oh, expecting Rodrigo say on the very defensive cover for Freddy Valverde. In this case, we're planting a branch defense that they can rise on Rodrigo. And to Rodrigo to me, Freddy Valverde that defensive cover. But rather, I also focus on the can rise. Martinelli, Benya, Freddy Valverde, 1 versus 1. So, in the Arsenal game, no, centrally, Omu Kriti. From the wide area, left side, right side, Omu Kriti. And to prove further, none of further proof about Asema Mekano. Yenshe Arsenal attacking side, KWEKU, Badaro Mankabe to Mabe Mama Mia. Also, football attacking sides, no, either side would be attacking from the left, from the middle, and also right. Say Enra Arsenal. A balanced attacking side. Yeah. Left side on you're saying
32.
Middle you're saying
32.
Right side you're saying
36.
After the one who balance.
Yeah.
On setting you who attack, on say left side near more. By Enra in the case of Arsenal, how almost set it up no left side you 32%, middle you 32, right side 36. Until when you balance attack, that's the reason why Enra Arsenal 11 attempt to score. Emu 8 on target and only 3 goals. The third goal a 16 sequence of passes from David Raya. Kosi said the Marino Eshebono. Omo pass a ball in 16 times. Nanka Real Madrid are conceded 3. Now the goalkeeper says 5. Enra enya Courtois Real Madrid betima concede more than 5 goals. True. Courtois he saves in 5. So Enra Arsenal attacking third no more exceptional defensively. Solid display by Arsenal. Enra when attack more. Enya Arsenal. Okay. Enra when they create chances more Arsenal. When they control game more Arsenal. By a team or cover distance kese on the field of players say Arsenal. And the Arsenal say Olusubo na or say proactive mame Arsenal distance covered. Na fa Real Madrid. Real Madrid na nka abeka say yes ni bebrebe no. A o defend na nka wasa Real Madrid mum e cover distance kese by Enra Arsenal e cover 113.9 kilometers. Real Madrid are no all defending or cover 101.2 kilometers. Enra Arsenal distance covered difference are no Real Madrid one 12.7. So defensively na Arsenal great individually. Enra Thomas Partey. Enra Thomas Partey e boss in finfin ho. Partey jin finfin fai. Calmness ye defendi Partey ni ye attack Partey ni na oye tempo setter e wo game nim. Enra na Partey e de sa calmness ne ba obi to say Luis Kelly. Excellent display by him and Abrante your friend say Declan Rice. On him said na Real Madrid for air practice set pieces corner kick and a boy be fruity. By timer free kicks never to hono. So what ya Arsenal for set piece coach Jova e instructe Arsenal Declan Rice must say omon floaty ball no omon fa ball nim kom e ho na Bukayo Saka ka tell Declan Rice say so what na obetima bo direct free kick abose. So individual brilliance and a man Declan Rice dominated. To be honest with you Enra Arsenal na omo better than Real Madrid. And you say Real Madrid for your blame games. And what's that way your Madrid near accept to say? See my Enra who face no. Na Arsenal better than Real Madrid. Every aspect of the game. Na Arsenal better. Kitwe be on a game no. Barcelona against Dortmund. Kwa kuminim analysis obeya say Dortmund your favorite. To me Barcelona your favorite. But dia ba kwa was say Barcelona very careful. You say unim said this season in the UEFA Champions League. Every away match be a Dortmund should go. Every away match be a Dortmund should go. Omo very aggressive. Omo attacking football. Omo good players. Karim Adeyemi ever running with his speed. Julian Brandt as an old-fashioned creative midfielder. Then Obaba Benya Ayo Gurasi. I will bet my pick high balls in but to be honest, I feel Barcelona ever winning game way. 2025 Barcelona form mentally Barcelona for how many abre a game I mean person may have who be. To me, Yami Adu match the better game ne no. Mimi when say Barcelona ever win this game way and your opportunity. Ye per season bia. Mimi when say Barcelona beat Marco UEFA Champions League final this season.
Almost held the big one against Inter Milan.
They say Inter game ne over so.
No, sir.
Oh yeah, by still na Inter favorite. But to be honest with you, semi per season na Barcelona beat Marco UEFA Champions League final this season. And the last time I'm watching Germany, I believe Barcelona and form no say analysis be Barcelona ebenya ne win. And I was Barcelona qualify ne. And this one the signal do na arena. Barca be qualifier and then Barcelona beat match and the 3 and the 4. By making sure say ometre hono one in here say every away match Dortmund should go this season in the UEFA Champions League. A win for Barcelona.
Biggie, continue.
Kwaku Enra Arsenal and Real Madrid. I hear about KWAME who you say there was definitely going to be that time and there's going to be a defeat like this. And I stay in the face of Real Madrid. But the woman said, who didn't come on and now the Madrid home command? And you have Champions League pet, it was so shuffle. Based on the history and the performance of the Real Madrid team. It's a nuntino. Now my assembly cannot quack. So because Arsenal quack Real Madrid. A convincing result of scoreline. A very dinky with me but so what Real Madrid this particular season for the first time in the history of Real Madrid both group stages of the Champions League omo lose 3 matches ne been to Real Madrid our Champions League mu eti Madrid bo ko ni ja ye di omudi Some Madrid bought Champions League and the money more conquering, the money more was thrown. So we lose 3 matches for group stages and to Madrid. But this particular season, KWEKU, a bit to Real Madrid. It's right from the group stages. There were certain signs are not actually. But then again, a bit group stage say I wouldn't mean kind of cassia and then we kind say a Real Madrid didn't see. Oh, can now I Japan to now I castle because it is the Champions League and the Champions League no and the Real Madrid. Carlo Ancelotti in Real Madrid this particular season, our performance in big games at the same. Say domestically, say Champions League matches are tough. The Real Madrid meaning another difficult games. Most of them they say Real Madrid waiting here winning. It's Madrid no Madrid. Madrid they him say the Madrid was through our Champions League This season in the Champions League, big games, difficult games for Real Madrid. I am not a day to Madrid they win it. This season in the Champions League, Liverpool are 2-0. It was in the Champions League this season. Lille are 1-0. It was in the Champions League this season. Otina Fiema, AC Milan Koko 3-1. It was in the Champions League this season. AC Milan Ekosha Madrid 3-1 no. Not throughout the season. AC Milan in Timi winning match away. But Otimi Koye, Santiago Bernabeu, Ekosha Real Madrid 3-1. And anything I make say, defeats like this was staring in the face of Real Madrid right from the start of the Champions League. But now Akwa Madrid is oh can nane kana Akwa EBEN honum. As we speak, Madrid are losing 5 matches in the Champions League this season. The last time it happened to Real Madrid was in 2000-2001 season. And they beat Real Madrid. So over Champions League in a single campaign, now Madrid are losing 5 matches. At Madrid this particular season. Until clearly, Real Madrid now and Modema you so bono. Yeah, share them with somebody mono this particular season in the Champions League. But once it is the Champions League and it has gotten to the knockout stage, Ube Strosa Obe Canibibri. Ebiem, so one young to me for more baby Carlo Ancelotti in the film KWEKU. One of the biggest mistakes, I mean, who say Carlo Ancelotti here, and it's a woody player. I find Federico Valverde, Ekobo as a right back. In a sense that this season, yes, season national, there were players for Real Madrid that are not more than one conquering. Player Bako of those players, Brandt and your friend Chouameni. Chouameni more than Mona and yet. But in the last few weeks, so I one of the players are improving the Real Madrid prior Chouameni. It's Chouameni nim fi honum. Now Kwako bought such a big game against Arsenal. A game I want Kasa with 3 minutes wakumum. Unim say there Arsenal be dominate play. And dear, not just definitely you are going to defend. And I didn't come on and command I can say. And yet there Arsenal be control game. It is Arsenal be control game now. You are going to need players for me energetic. I won't feel fi honum because the whole game in Arsenal. Now I know more between a Chelsea game and now. It won't feel fi. Now Arsenal take control. Your engine is broken and a better gain the amount. Clearly it happened. Who did Luka Modric Coco Boom Finfi? The energy levels are low. Kamavinga performance net saying. It's the Chouameni in one man. Now me feel like Kalipo Obo Finfi or Federico Valverde because he combines everything in midfield. But Carlo Ancelotti decided for none of the Brandt and about the right back. And about them they are on countless occasions. Yes, it's true. But even with that, the defensive line of Real Madrid not bad. Thibaut Courtois had to save them on a couple of times. But for Courtois, Ebian can come here, Ebian can 5-0 and nothing can 6-0 come on. Courtois had to come to the party for Real Madrid. No, yes, safe Sinibi. And one of the players they said Declan Rice more set piece Sinibi over here, you know. Because they're not asking anybody in now. Almost create chances Sinibi not and share. Set piece Sinibi Toho. Declan Rice about Babijina home. Who bought game? That's a near difficult at the Mawa. Who create chances, but on TV, shall not go scoring a problem. You are going to need players to make me standing to the test. Big guys, men and ever party in Real Madrid on the day. On the part of Arsenal, Declan Rice Babijina home from West Ham, Eddie Arsenal. A branch about 338 games on share direct free kick that. And now in a Champions League night against Real Madrid, and then we are seeing in action in 12 minutes. A branch initiated 2 free kick goals. And the man Arsenal Bokuna. Now the money more was so. Thomas Tay Partey did very well. A branch about Quanam ye impressed with the performance. And a Mars Louis Kelly. Seriously speaking, Gwagu. Mimi feel say. And now man for a train said the bigger test for the player or be handle the same. It's the Cristiano Ronaldo. Manchester United and Arsenal. And the Kieran Gibson same in 2008 example. Obe domestically ube performing. But at the big stage we are seeing in a show no. Saying a performance in the bay. And for me, I believe say Arsenal players did very well. They came to the party, they won, and it is a winner. It is going to live on the minds of the Arsenal supporters. So we'll say AB another big defeat in BBC. Kudos to the Arsenal team, they did very well. Kwaku Barcelona game Adia ba ko say Barca ewo ebie bia so the baby ti Borussia Dortmund mo boko no. Or Barcelona. Omo treble chase is still on course. That alone is a motivation enough so on Dortmund. Dortmund on the other hand, as a coach, it's managerially, technically, they've been done inconsistent with Borussia Dortmund team anymore. But Nico Kovac buy Waboka from 10th position on the league log, which is domestically league anymore, or the Mamba that 8th. Yes, and yeah, but in the Champions League, about 4 matches, the Yama Borussia Dortmund. 4 on Lucy. The money you want say in all those 4 matches now, 2 away, and Okokonya wins. Draw 2, and I win 2. 2 nini na Okoko win away. It's Barcelona are very careful. Nasadi and Mbitiomo, Barca has the quality, and Lewandowski should be at the party. The former club, he knows them very well. Aside that, one of the teams that Lewandowski has shown more the carrier Mupai Borussia Dortmund. Only almost share 27 times. Was share 27. I'm hoping say every day obey 28 over 28. Na nema kon kan dia Barcelona. The individual quality should do the magic for Barca because Dortmund side no key and quality players. Rotterbeck no money ade out omo injured omo ntimi nsi akan ni bi. I'm looking for a straight win for Barcelona.